Did you know that in traditional pharma manufacturing, unexpected downtime can cost literally up to $100,000 an hour? Yeah, it's massive. Welcome everyone, and I am so thrilled you're joining me for this explainer today. We're unpacking something incredibly powerful: AI adoption in pharma smart manufacturing. Now, if you're focused on understanding how artificial intelligence actually drives real value on the factory floor, well, you're in the perfect place. We're not going to just talk high-level theory today. Instead, we're taking an immersive factory tour. We're going to walk through 4 distinct use cases, looking at the exact challenges, the technology, the roadmaps, and the real return on investment.
So here's our map for today's tour. We've got a comprehensive end-to-end portfolio to cover. We'll start with the foundational blueprint and then step right out onto the production line. From there, we'll visit the engine room, move over into the process lab, check out the inspection station, and finally look at the bottom line. It's a complete journey from raw data all the way to scalable strategy.
Okay, let's start with Section 1, the blueprint. Because, look, before we hit the factory floor and look at the actual machines, we absolutely have to lay down the structural and philosophical groundwork that makes all of this possible.
Let's dive right into this. Our core foundational element is the Manufacturing Center of Excellence, or COE. Think of this as the essential architect of our smart facility. You see, AI adoption in pharma manufacturing isn't about random, isolated science experiments. It's really framed as a portfolio of flagship use cases led by this COE. This centralized team standardizes what we call core archetypes and then replicates them globally using a common governance and validation framework. Without the COE, you just have scattered, disconnected projects. But with it, you have a true blueprint for enterprise-wide success.
All right, with our blueprint in hand, let's step onto the production floor for Section 2, where we tackle our very first major use case: unlocking line capacity and optimizing overall equipment effectiveness, or OEE.
Now, if you've spent any time around fill finish and packaging lines, you know the frustration. We see frequent microstops, speed losses, and those minor quality events that just totally drag down OEE. And the root causes? Usually a complete mystery, because the data is totally fragmented. It's trapped in control systems, resource planners, and honestly, paper maintenance logs. Analysis is manual, it's retrospective, and it often leads to frantic overtime or forced capital expenditure discussions. But by aggregating machine signals and quality checks into an IoT data lake, we shift operations from manual look-back analysis to predictive action. Machine learning models can actually predict the next line stoppage, identify the key drivers, and trigger real-time dashboards to alert your operators before the bottleneck even happens. It's a total game changer.
So how do we actually get there? Well, this transformation roadmap lays it out. You don't just flip a switch. Step 1 is absolutely crucial: establishing a diagnostic baseline of your current OEE by line, shift, and product to map out the exact data gaps. Once you have that solid baseline, you move to Step 2, connecting one critical pilot line to build diagnostic analytics and find those quick wins. Only then do you deploy the predictive layer in Step 3, using ML models to predict yield loss. Finally, the COE scales and embeds these standard dashboards into daily performance reviews across all your other plants.
Now, what's really interesting about evaluating the return on this investment, say over a 1 to 3 year budget plan, is what I like to call the rule of 2 for ROI. You've got tangible and intangible. The tangible ROI is pretty clear: a 5 to 15 percentage point improvement in OEE, reduced overtime, and, crucially, deferred or totally avoided CapEx because AI unlocked hidden capacity right there on your existing assets. But the intangible ROI? Just as powerful. You build a strong digital lean culture that actually uses objective data in daily tier meetings, and you instantly improve collaboration between production, maintenance, and quality. Now that our lines are running at peak capacity, let's physically step away from the line and transition into Section 3. Welcome to the engine room.
Here we're dealing with the heavy hitters: autoclaves, lyophilizers, HVAC, and critical utilities. The old method here was purely reactive firefighting. Equipment experienced unexpected failures or drifted out of spec, which meant rejected batches, downtime, and massive regulatory headaches. Maintenance was time-based simply because, well, we couldn't predict the failures. But the new reality? It relies on sensor integration, tracking vibration, temperature, pressure, combined with your existing control data. We apply ML models to detect anomalies and predict the equipment's remaining useful life. It literally recommends optimal maintenance windows before the machine ever catches fire, so to speak.
Implementing this requires a really focused roadmap. The absolute first step is an asset criticality audit.
You have to classify your equipment based on GMP criticality and downtime impact, and seriously assess your data availability. From there, you run a proof of concept on a small set of high-impact assets. Then, step 3 is where the magic happens: integration and workflow. You embed these AI predictions directly into your maintenance planning meetings and your management software to auto-generate work orders. Finally, step 4, the COE standardizes the models and SOPs for a global rollout.
Looking at the investment phase here, which spans roughly 6 to 24 months, the twin benefits are pretty striking. Tangibly, you drastically reduce batch losses from equipment drift, and you optimize maintenance costs by cutting out unnecessary preventative maintenance in favor of targeted, necessary interventions. Intangibly, you gain tremendous regulatory confidence through fully traceable, data-driven asset management. Plus, you see a massive boost in the morale of your operations and maintenance teams, mainly because that chaotic day-to-day firefighting is entirely replaced by planned, proactive work.
All right, let's leave the engine room now and head seamlessly over to our fourth stop, the Processing and QA Lab.
Traditional batch-based quality control suffers from a really painful lag. Delayed lab testing leads to long cycle times and the absolutely dreaded late discovery of deviations. And because of this lag, operators end up running processes within incredibly wide parameter ranges just to be safe, which, frankly, sacrifices both yield and consistency. The tech contribution to solve this uses process analytical technology, things like inline spectroscopy, to provide real-time process signals. We then use AI soft sensors to essentially infer critical quality attributes from that data. So we are predicting quality in real time.
To get to that real-time quality, the COE guides the facility through a rigorous roadmap. First, process selection and mapping. This means identifying high-value processes and mapping out those critical quality attributes. Next, you develop and validate the soft sensors using historical and new operational data. Step 3 is moving to closed-loop or operator-guided control, where the AI outputs actually adjust the process settings automatically. And step 4 is vital: regulatory integration. Everything has to be documented and validated within the pharmaceutical quality system, strictly aligning with regulatory filings, no exceptions. So the crucial point here is this monumental cultural shift. By moving from a pilot phase to a scaled rollout, the tangible returns include increased yield, reduced scrap, and vastly shorter cycle times, which can actually pave the way for real-time release. But the intangible ROI is just as powerful. You're moving from testing quality at the very end of a batch to designing and controlling quality in real time. This demonstrates immense leadership in quality by design, which significantly strengthens your reputation with regulators. Finally, let's walk down to the inspection and packaging line for our fifth section.
If you've ever observed manual visual inspection of sterile products or manual line clearance checks, you understand the incredible labor and fatigue involved here. Staring at hundreds of identical glass vials, looking for a microscopic speck of dust for 8 hours a day, that is nobody's idea of a good time. It's highly subject to human error and natural variability. This high workload creates severe throughput bottlenecks, and repeat inspections are just way too common. The definitive solution here is high-resolution cameras paired with deep learning-based computer vision. These models are trained to detect particulates, defects, misprints, and even verify correct line clearance in real time, creating automated reject mechanisms and fully traceable records for QA.
Now, this roadmap requires some careful handling. After feasibility data collection and rigorous model validation, look really closely at step 3, hybrid operation. This is vitally important. You do not just replace the humans overnight. You run the AI system in parallel with human inspectors and QA to build absolute confidence, tweaking thresholds and SOPs before you ever move to step 4, which is scaling and embedding this into global standards via the COE. And this brilliantly illustrates the true value of computer vision across investment phases 1 and 2. Tangibly, you dramatically increase inspection throughput and fundamentally lower the risk of escapes and recalls because the detection is objective and consistent every single time. Intangibly, you're removing a massive cognitive load and fatigue factor from your operators, drastically improving their safety and engagement. Ultimately, this highest tier of inspection rigor fundamentally secures and enhances patient and regulator trust. All right, let's bring it all together. We're leaving the factory floor and heading back to the boardroom to summarize the strategic implications of everything we've just explored. Across OEE, predictive maintenance, real-time quality, and computer vision, the absolute common denominator for success is the center of excellence. The COE standardizes these 4 archetypes to replicate them seamlessly across sites with common governance. When managed this way, AI in pharma manufacturing is not just some isolated IT experiment. It is a replicable, definitive profit enabler that drives yield, safety, and regulatory confidence across your entire network.
So I'll leave you with this final thought as you look to apply this blueprint in your own world. As you build your COE and map out these archetypes, which product context should your board assume first to drive the most immediate value? Is it sterile injectables, solid orals, or biologics? The factory floor is definitely ready for the future. The only question is, where will you start? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep building, and I will catch you next time.